Hey, welcome back everybody. I wanted to do another approach to some of these videos, and I wanted to share with you some of my most influential books that I've read. And I wanted to start today by doing one that's really not about leadership directly, but actually has everything to do with leadership. It's actually a character development book that I read several years ago that I really love. So it's written by a gentleman by the name of Don Miguel Ruiz, and it's called The Four Agreements. This is an amazing little book. As I said, it's not specifically a leadership book, but what I wanted to point out to you are the four main agreements that this book references. Agreement number one, be impeccable with your word. Doesn't that sound like integrity? I mean, this guy starts out in a book about personal development by saying be impeccable with your word. Keep your word. So honesty, integrity, very, very important. Second agreement, don't take anything personally. I think that's a really important standard for us to consider as we think about the concept of leadership, because the reality is that leadership is kind of like a lightning rod. We're going to attract conflict like lightning is attracted to a lightning rod. And it's important that we take the higher moral ground and don't take it personally and develop our skills as excellent problem solvers and excellent conflict resolvers. You know, conflict is not something to be feared, it's actually something to be practiced. The more you practice it, the better you can create win-win outcomes for yourself and the other person. It's not about beating people, it's about creating meaning and relationship with others. And often conflict stems from a disagreement or misunderstanding. That if we have the higher moral ground, we can see that and we can help navigate the relationship back into a healthy place. So that's agreement number two. Agreement number three, don't make any assumptions. I absolutely love this one because, you know, if you think about the word assume and you change the spacing between the A and the, if you change the spacing between the letters, you make an ASS of you and me. It's kind of a funny word when you think about it that way. And when we make assumptions, we are not checking our understanding. See, we all have frames of reference that we operate from, and they are incomplete and inaccurate, and the best thing we can do is check the assumptions we're making by actually understanding what the other person is saying or how they're behaving. A simple example is, let me just offer this. When you see somebody doing this in front of you, crossing their arms as I am now, what does that mean to you? Does it mean they're cold? Does it mean they're being defensive? It could mean a lot of different things. It could simply be that their arm or their shoulder is tired and they're trying to hold it up. Many possible reasons. Hey, one of the things that I like to do in my training classes is when somebody does this, I just kind of look at them and go, hey, are you okay? What's going on? And what it does is it stops the assumption and starts me down the path of understanding. So don't make assumptions. The final agreement from Mr. Ruiz is to always do your best. You know, it's so funny when I think about always do your best, because when I think about influencing that way, and I mean your supervisor at work, how are you going to influence the person that you report to? The best answer to influence the person above you is very simple. It is to perform at the highest level that you're capable of. The better your performance, the more likely they are to open up to you because you no longer represent a challenge for them, but rather an ally in their efforts to achieve results. So always do your best, very, very important. Now there's a lot more in that book about how to break old agreements, how to form new ones, but I highly recommend Mr. Ruiz's book, and what you'll find at the bottom of this video is a link to the Amazon page where you can pick it up yourself if you want to read it. Highly recommend it, so enjoy it and lead well.